it's me, and I'm wearing the same exact outfit from the last video because I filmed it last night, and these are my pajamas, and it is now the next day's morning, so we haven't changed yet. As you can tell by the title of this video, we are going to be doing a tour of my zine collection. I'm going to go ahead and sort these to ones I've written versus ones that other people have written. I also have, I have two things that aren't quite a zine, but then I have them, and I keep them with my zines. Also, I have three zines that I will just explain to you that I don't have on hand because they're downstairs, and I'm doing something with them and I don't want to interrupt the process. So yeah, can't show them to you, but I can tell you about them. So we're gonna start off with the stuff that the stuff that I've made. We're gonna start out with the stuff I've made. So first up is one of the two not zine items that I keep with my zines, and that is my collection of black poetry, in which I plan to formulate into a zine. It's just about 9 poems that I plan on making into a zine about this size, just one of the normal one-page zines. And yeah, that's the thing that I want to do. Sleepy. So that out of the way, it's going back here. Also, I showed this in my zine haul short, but isn't it just so cute? I like it. I like the colors. I like the shading. It's a sticker from the shop that I bought, I think 5 or 6 of my zines from. Nice, very nice. Next up is another one by me. This one is called it's about the chance to share your truth, and it's basically just my take on gender non-conforming, because I wrote it when I first came out as not cis. I think I originally came out as non-binary, later came out as genderqueer, didn't like the non-binary label. Now I'm still genderqueer, but I'm trans-masc, and I prefer like he, they pronouns, so yeah. Basically a zine about gender nonconformity, so yeah. Oh, and it opens up to this big picture of about pronouns. Yeah. So there's that. Let's go back here. Next up is my most recent zine that I've finished. It's not my most recent zine I've worked on, because I'm making one right now about queercore and queer punk, and you know. So this is 6 tips for the mentally unwell. It's pretty dope in my personal biased opinion. Things that helped me, all that yada yada. It's on my Etsy if you want it. This isn't really a zine, it's a zine style photo book, but it's just a collection of photos from a day at Prickett's Fort with my mom. That was nice, and I wanted to remember it, something to remember it by. And then there, it opens up and there's a big picture of me in the water with my shoes right there. And yeah, that's this. Next up We have Lovely Love Poems. It's just an anthology of poems I've written about love, platonic, romantic. Some of these are about specific people that I had in my life. Some of them were just generic love poems that I wrote. I will say, let me find it. Who's Your Honeybee is about my dog. So if you want a nice little platonic love poem about something you care about dearly, Who's Your Honeybee is nice. Yeah. This is also on my Etsy if you want it. This is the first full page zine I ever made. It is 8 pages long. It's quite hefty, information wise. But it's basically about the civil rights movement, black history, different crime bills and microaggressions that were throughout history that were negative towards the black community, black youth without a community, interracial marriage, black people in power, eugenics and scientific racism, black hair. Then I put a black pride playlist in the back and my sources and further resources. So yeah, it comes in color where this is in red, but this is just a black and white copy that I keep for myself because I don't sell black and white copies. This is also found on my Etsy, but I also give it away for free because I think it's important information that everyone should have. So yeah, I can't really ship it for free, but if you know me in real life and you want a copy of Power to the People, I got you. Next up are the 3 that are not shown but are discussed. So there's one called Diary of a Ghost. If you don't know, when I originally came out as non-binary, I changed my name to Ghost because I thought Zane was too tied to my feminine history and like being a girl. I don't feel that way anymore. I still go by Zane. That might change in the future, it might not, it doesn't really matter. But yeah, I changed my name to Ghost and I signed all my zines that I made at the time either Ghost or Crust because that was the 2 names I was going back and forth between. So Diary of a Ghost is a documentation, like a little diary of my first 3 weeks on medication for bipolar disorder. And it was my first 3 weeks on medication for any mental illness that I have, because I am diagnosed with bipolar disorder and generalized anxiety disorder. I also have like sleeping problems that I take medication for. I talk about this stuff openly on my channel quite a bit because I don't like the stigma of mental health. I think that mental health matters, you know, that all that jazz. Like, I think it's important to talk about it, to normalize it, to end the stigma, because there are a lot of buzzwords that fly around, like crazy and psycho and other not nice words, and I don't believe that we should keep using those words to refer to mentally ill people who don't always have control over their actions. So yeah, and that one is pretty simple. It's just a little 1-page fold-up zine, and I don't know, it was really sentimental to me when I did it because, yeah, my mom got a bit emotional when she read it. It was kind of funny, but because she didn't read it till now. I wrote it in 2021. It is almost the end of 2022. Like, I wrote it in the beginning of 2021. So, she didn't know about all of that. She knew I was on medication, but she didn't know I documented it. And then the second one is Bendy Bones, which is probably not factually correct anymore. I'm not sure if my sources were sound. I was like a child. You know, I think I was 14 when I wrote it. Which is like old enough to have good sources, but like I don't know if I did. I was kind of lazy. So yeah, I don't know if all the facts in it are still true to this day, but it's basically a collection of artwork of different bones from the human body, like the rib cage, this, I think I did the femur, the skull, phalanges, I don't remember what else, but yeah, and just little facts about them, which ones were my favorite, yeah, and it's just like pen doodles of bones. I like that one a lot, and I'm probably gonna list it on my Etsy with a disclaimer that it might not be factually sound anymore. It's just, it's interesting. It's cute. The artwork is nice. I do enjoy doodling bones sometimes. So yeah. And then the third and final one from the list of ones that I have made is called I don't remember what it's called. It's basically, it's signed Crust, because like I said before, that was one of my names. It's basically about not conforming to society and not following the grain that everyone else sets for you, like making your own path and being true to yourself and not being embarrassed. There's no point in being embarrassed. Just be yourself, and if people don't like it, that's their problem, not yours. Yeah. I kind of, for myself, have, if this makes any sense, I don't know if it's gonna make sense when I say it, it makes sense in my head. I've kind of stopped believing in being embarrassed personally. Like, I understand other people get embarrassed, but like, personally, I think it's stupid to be embarrassed, because if I do something like I fall in public, that's not my, like, that's not in my control. Like, I didn't mean to do that. So people laugh at me like, oh well, I should laugh too. It was a funny, giggly, haha moment. You know what I mean? And that's just, I don't know. If I want to dance and be silly and like play Just Dance in the middle of freshman gym class when everyone else is like walking laps and vaping in the bathroom, like, we are all, no one's hurting anybody, you know? So why should I feel embarrassed? Like, well, I don't know, I'm exercising in gym class. That's what I'm supposed to be doing. That's just one of my memories that I think about when I think of being embarrassed, because it was the first one that I realized I wasn't embarrassed for being myself. And I was like, you know what, this feels kind of nice. Maybe we should keep doing this. Because everyone was telling me, how aren't you embarrassed? Aren't you embarrassed? You're doing Just Dance in the middle of gym class and you can't dance well. I'm like, how are you not embarrassed? And I was just like, I don't know. I don't care about these people's opinions. Half of them call me slurs. So, moving on. Now, that is the end of all of the zines I have made, and now it's time to move on to the zines I have purchased, whether that was digital download and then I printed them at home, or bought and they were shipped to me. So we're going to start off with Cat Adventure. Here is the author. I love this one. It's very cute. There's no words, but the artwork is very cute. The cat is very nice. I love him. Or her, or them. Yeah. So, Cat Adventure. Next up is Get Down Ladies, a feminist queer zine. this is the first issue, I think, in March of 2021. I loved this thing. The music that it talks about is just so good. The song recommendations, the different artworks, and everything about this zine, I love it. It's just like a feminist punk moment, you know, like queercore feminist riot girl punk, and that was a lot of words, but you get what I mean. It's really good, and I do recommend it, and I am going to let a friend borrow this because I want her to read it because I think she would benefit from it. Next up is the two that I got today. These were digital downloads that I printed off. Bombs Away by Emma Percy. It's just about seed bombing and like guerrilla gardening, and it was really good. I liked it, and I might try that. This was it was like a 2-pack, a digital 2-pack, and this is Waiting. It is kind of like broken up poetry. I like it. I think it's cool. I don't want to get too much into it because I want you guys to like download and buy these for yourself and support the small businesses, small zine businesses. So yeah. Next up is a field guide, Out in the Mountains, a field guide, and it is so beautiful. Literally, the artwork is everything. That's all I'm going to show you because once again, I want you to go buy it. His mom.
I'm not ready for video. Look at me. Ugh.
Fine. But yeah, this one's really good. I like it a lot. I'll be back in a second. Okay, that was my mom telling me that we got everything in place for me to go homeschooled. She just has to find her diploma because apparently all you need is a letter of intent and a college or a high school diploma to be a homeschool teacher. So yeah, this one. Okay, next up is more of the ones that I bought that I really enjoyed. This one, The Escapist Artist, number, which is it, 45. I enjoyed it. It's kind of like a little journal entry of like, what's the word? It's in the back of here. A confession. It's kind of like a confession. It is a confession of almost adultery, but not quite. Emotional adultery. It was interesting. I have another one of The Escapist Artist. I think I have 53. I'm gonna read this one next. This one's about the Me Too issue. They're just about different topics, and this one's about being a boy worshiper, which is like what the author proclaims themselves to be. I don't know if they still feel that way. This was in November 2016. It is September 2022. So yeah. Yeah, it's pretty good. I liked it. It was only like $1, so. Oh. This is the author. If you can read that, or if it's backwards. I don't know if it's backwards, it might be backwards. Next up, since it's here, The Escapist Artist, number 53. I haven't read it yet. It just came in the mail today. All of these and this just came in the mail about half an hour ago. and I have read one of them so far. So I can't speak on the contents, but I started this one. It's pretty good so far. It's a Riot Girl zine. It's really good, and there's a lot of really nice photography, collages, and art in general. And it's like a collection of a bunch of different authors and artists, and I think that is really cool personally, and it's something I want to do. So yeah, I'm really excited about this, and I'm excited to read this as well because it's about the Me Too issue, and I would like to read about it. Since we already went with volume 1 through 3 of Slut Cakes, now here is volume 9. I have not started reading this one yet, but if it's anything like the first anthology of 1 through 3, it's gonna be good. And that's all I gotta say about that. Here is like the information again for the Etsy shop and the author and stuff, and the Instagram. And this is from the same shop, and it is also about the Me Too movement. My pussy, my choice, my power, my voice, or my body, my voice. I'm excited about reading this one, but I haven't started it yet because I just got it. So it'll be cool. It'll be very cool. This one is like, I bought it because it was like cheap and I liked the art, and then I read it and I'm pretty sure it's about like the serpent. It's I am the serpent of mis and disinformation, and it just goes on and on. And it feels like it's talking about like the serpent from the Bible, in the Garden of Eden, that like led Eve to eat the apple and then had make Adam eat the apple. But yeah, I think it's really cool. The artwork is really cool, and I kind of like biblically toned things. They're interesting to me, so yeah, I think it was cool. Then this is Annie's Wayward Guide to the Pathos Plant. I love me some pathos plants, and there's beautiful artwork in here. And yeah, it's really helpful. It made me think I could take care of a pathos plant, but we're not gonna try because I kill every plant ever. Next up is So You're Thinking About Suicide by, oh, I forget who this is by. I don't know, but it really is very helpful. It was a digital download off Etsy, and I printed it out myself. I'm a big fan of this zine in particular. I feel like it was very helpful to me. I feel like it can be very helpful to others. And in the back, they state that this is not for profit, and that you can make multiple copies of this and give them away to your friends and family who may need it. So I really respect that, and yeah, I think it's a very good guide to like getting through some tougher moments in life. And then Survival Tips for Dark Times. It's very helpful as well. It's just sort of like a list. Hold on if I can open it up. A list of things to do, and then it has some blank spots for you to write in your own things. And I think it's really nice, and I like it a lot. And then this is another not zine thing that I keep with my zines, and it's just this pamphlet that I got at a protest about knowing your rights and protesting rights, and basically just like protest safety. So that is actually all. This video is 25 minutes long. Yikes. But personally, I'm a big fan of zines and zine culture. I think that it's very helpful and nice way to spread information, support small businesses by buying their zines and support small artists. I don't know, it's just so many good things about it I could say. It makes me happy, it makes other people happy, and that's really all that matters, you know what I'm saying? Just making people happy. So, yeah, that is my gigantic zine collection, and it's only growing. Every day I buy like 3 to 4 more zines, just because I read all the ones I have, and I'm like, I feel like reading a zine. Let me just buy more. And I know, like, consumerism, capitalism, but I'm only buying zines that genuinely pique my interest on things I want to do research on. So it's the same as me looking up an article on like Britannica and then having to pay a couple cents to keep viewing more articles. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not out here supporting like fast fashion and like all these chain things. Like, they're all small businesses. I'm looking into zine trades, trading my zines for copies of their zines, which would be nice. And I'm only paying max like $3 for a zine with shipping. Like, it's really not like I have tons of money that I'm throwing away into zines. Like, I bought 6 zines for like $11. And yeah. Don't worry about it. Worry about yourself. Worry about your own self. That's all I gotta say.